So here's a little Duncan update for you. Trying to get ready for the show this year. All of these vehicles are used heavily during the show for logistics and infrastructure, clearing out the bins and sorting out the water to the site. We use 1,000 litres an hour, which with no water on site, so we have to transport that from here. So all these guys are working hard, doing all the stuff that we need to do at the show. So they need to be in tip-top condition, ready to go. Duncan, as you saw from the previous video, had a 19J engine in it, which isn't very happy while the starter motor's playing up, but also it's got a lot of oil leaks and diesel leaks. So I decided to get rid of the 19J because it's not supposed to be in there, and replace it with an 11J engine, which is the military variant of the 2.5 normally aspirated diesel in Land Rovers of the 80s, known as the 12J. So the 11J has the holes and the screw fittings for the 24-volt alternator and stuff like that. So it's mostly similar, but some additional features which I'll show you in a moment. So here is the 19J engine. This is the turbo version of the normally aspirated Land Rover engine, fitted pre-Defender, so this is pre-200 TDI. It produces about 1 horsepower or something like that. It's and they were known to blow up. This hasn't blown up, but it has significant oil leaks all over the place, and the starter motor I need to recondition. But this 19J is not supposed to be in this vehicle, so I've taken it out and I've put in the original an original type 11J military engine to it. Now this is the original 11J engine I was supposed to fit, but originally, this is when I first got Duncan, I tried to fit this engine. It was reconditioned in 2010. However, I could not get the injector pump to work. I could never get fuel through. Now I've seen on Mr. Hughes videos, Magic Joe, that you can take the lifters apart in here because they stick shut or stick open, allowing no fuel to go through. If anyone knows how to do that, please let me know, because I haven't got a clue. With this engine, if you look around the back where I've taken the flywheel off, it's absolutely brand new inside. It's virtually done nothing at all. So it'd be really nice to get this engine used, but I don't want to take the injector pump off the engine because I don't know how to time them up. I'm not an expert in diesels like this. Yeah, so some help is required if anyone knows that. This is an incredibly unused engine. Yeah, interesting. So I just cleaned up the plate, and it was remanufactured in 2010, and I suspect that this probably wasn't in a vehicle for very long at all, because they didn't really use the 11Js much. Certainly after 2010 they were getting phased out very quickly. So I've just found out the young kiddie who sold me this engine as a running engine didn't tell me the truth. It turns out he wasn't a very honourable young man or lad or boy. Yeah. So I just discovered this was all loose. And so I delved into wondering what's going on. And what he's obviously tried to do is, this may have seized shut, and he's snapped off both the bolts in the head for the thermostat housing. And also he snapped off the bolt that seized through here, through there. So I've now got to remove this bolt from the thermostat housing, drill out both the snapped off bolts in the head and make all that good again, which is going to cost me about a day's work, which is really boring. Thank you very much for that young lad who didn't tell me about that. Very honourable. Okay, so I've taken the old thermostat housing off, and I'm going to throw that away because I'm unhappy about that situation. What worries me though is there's rust in here, which means it's not being used with the correct antifreeze coolant solution, which means someone's been running this on a shoestring, which means they're idiots. And basically there's going to be rust throughout the engine, so I'm a little bit suspect to this engine now completely. Those two snapped studs here and here have been snapped for a long time as well. So I suspect that weirdly was the whole reason why this engine was taken out of whichever engine it was, and was the straw that broke the camel's back to taking this engine out and putting something else in. They probably put 200 TDI in it or something else instead. But I'm going to persist with this. I need to drill these two out, retap those threads, and then I will take off the thermostat from the good engine, with the injector pump that doesn't work, and pop that on there. Now here's the thermostat housing from the 2010 reconditioned engine. Just undone these. Of course they're all come up completely fine, and look, they've all been copper greased. That just goes to show I really want to put this engine in, but I can't get that injector pump working. But this engine must be pretty good inside because someone's looked after it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's have a look at that once it's undone. Here we go, thermostat housing's off. Look at that. It's absolute. Oh, damn! I'm gonna have to buy a new one of those. But the thermostat housing inside is absolutely mint. It just goes to show what lurks beneath an engine, and it's actually not too bad inside there. It is a little bit rusty, surface rust, but that's from where it's been sat. This is all genuinely is pretty good. Looking inside the top housing, again it's all copper greased and it's really mint in there. This will do very nicely. Okay, more Defender, edited together to make you feel like it's all in one day, but it's not. It's over a period of like a month and a bit because I'm filming and doing other stuff. So updates today for you. So I've drilled out the old studs, cut them off and drilled them out to the thermostat housing. I've re-threaded the holes, which are 6mm wide by 1mm pitch depth. So that's all done. Good. I'm now preparing the surfaces ready for the gaskets to go back on. What else have I done? I bled through the fuel system. So obviously you have to connect the battery first to get the isolator to let fuel through. Then I manually bled it through all the different pipes, and I've disconnected it. Now someone's butchered the pipes here before. You can see they're all cut. But actually it worked out quite well for me. So what I've actually done is gone round and bled each pipe individually. And then gone through the system, and I have actually started it up, so it does start, which is great. So now I know that the rest of it can continue. Obviously if you're doing this, remember to connect the oil pipes to the oil cooler before you start the engine, because otherwise it goes everywhere. And it's not that I've done the same thing, of course. Anyway, so I might have to replace this. Is the mount for the 24-volt alternator. This is seized and someone's cut that off. It shouldn't be too bad to do this, so I'm going to replace this because I do have a proper one of these all ready to go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the wiring for the 24-volt alternator, which is absolutely brilliant. I've connected up the throttle as well. I haven't connected the hand throttle. That's going to be a later date, obviously, because it's a 11J engine fitted for radio. It has the hand throttle and all this stuff, which I'll do a separate piece about. This is all the winterized waterproof wading stuff. It's got little taps on the breathers. You can turn them off and on. One-way valves to let air out but nothing in. And there's another one there. I don't actually know how that system works, but I'll figure it out and then I'll do a video for you guys. So back to standard, normally aspirated, so the turbo's gone off the other engine. Main dam pipe's gone back down now. Fit the alternator, put the wiring in them on, then start fitting the rest of the ancillaries. The Webasto heater, that's not working. Need to fix that. I need to remember where I put the pipes, where they go, because I can't remember. Anyway, that's an update for this one, and I'll want to do something else. I'll show it to you. Okay, so updates. Thermostat done. On. Water pump connected up. Perfect. water pipe to expansion tank connected, viscous fan connected, and then alternator is now connected. So the next job is to fit the front radiator with a fan cowl and connect to the oil cooler and the water cooler pipes, and then the main rest of the water cooler pipes, and then she can run. This is pretty good progress today, but I need to leave now because I've got to go filming. So there we go, that's the progress of Duncan so far. Talk later, bye. Another day in a workshop. Well, before work anyway. So I'm working split days at the moment, so I'm doing like 8 AM to midday at the workshop, and then midnight filming. Great. Bit of an update for you. So Duncan's running. Not quite finished yet. Let me turn the camera on so I can show you. He's all up and running. Finished connecting the water pipes. I'm missing a couple of Jubilee clips here and here. Put the radiator back in. So the hose, the intake hose on a normally aspirated, on a 19J is different from an 11J. It's much smaller on a 19J because it goes into the turbo, not into the air intake. So I need to buy a new pipe for that. That'll have to wait. I need a new washer bottle because that's got a hole in it. Although that's self-filling, that's quite useful. And then all the pipes connected, all the water pipes connected. It's holding water. It's all good. And I've still got to finish putting the braces on the bars and the grill on. But I have to press it into service right now because this is the beginnings of what's going to be the toy box. So I need to start moving stuff. So I'm just about to hit Duncan up onto this, and before my work I'm going to go and put all this over onto the into the toy box marquee, which I'll show you in a minute, which at the show is a place that reenactors can go and choose stuff from a toy box to go and put on their own display to enhance their show, because logistics wise you can't take doors like this and big pieces of scenes. Those two are Sentry boxes behind, which are pretty cool. First come first served, chaps, so whoever arrives Tuesday or Wednesday at the show gets first dibs. Okay, that's the trailer loaded up. I was going to do a video of a drive-by with the Land Rover with all the stuff on the trailer, but it's raining a lot, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to film the inside of this. So there you go. She's a beauty. Don't get too close. Yeah, ship runs pretty sweet. That's really good. So now I've just got to finish putting the floor together. MOTM. Checked, probably change the oil again, just because it's been off the. I don't know how long this engine's been not running for. But the injector pump did bleed up pretty good, which is amazing, because a lot of these 11Js, they've been sat for so long that the injector pumps wax up inside, and I don't know how to fix that, but it's really annoying because you can't get fuel through and it never works, and there's no point, you can't tow start it or anything. Anyway, so that's it for the moment. Cool, it's raining, it's miserable, I'm lonely, it's boring up here on your own. I don't like it when there's lots of people. Anyway, That's it for the moment. So this here, these lovely big scenery pieces, donated by Enable Film Company. This is the beginning of the Frontier Saloon Bar, which is our next build. The railway station is finished. So here we go. Oh my gosh. We're going to build this one outside. It's too big to build it inside our studios. So it begins. I'm just making space now, clearing away and putting things in the toy box. We'll start building this. So we're going to keep you updated.